News.
Moving to the political front, former Defense Minister Shaul Mofaz will officially be sworn in as the new leader of the Bקדימה faction next Monday. But what does his victory actually mean for the party? IBA's Ariel Reshef asked Israeli politics expert Dr. Dan Kורן how Mofaz's chairmanship will affect the direction and stature of Bקדימה.
In a way, for Bקדימה, you can never tell at the moment, because Bקדימה, according to the current opinion polls, they were cut to half. But this is not the point. The point is that it's very good for the center-left bloc of parties, the win of Mofaz, because Mofaz is probably the only real leader in that bloc that can get the soft Likud vote. And what counts in politics is who controls the pivotal position. And with all respect to Sheli Yachimovic, the leader of Labour, and Zehava Galon, the leader of Mrצה, both of them suggest that they are not properly ready and they are not a prime ministerial staff. And Mofaz is a prime ministerial staff. At the moment, he's not doing fine in the opinion polls with 12 mandates. But, you know, you have the saying, a week in politics is a long time, let alone what will happen in the next several months. So I think that from the point of view of the possibility or the chance to change the cabinet or to topple Netanyahu, Mofaz is the better choice, much better than Tzipi Livni, because Tzipi Livni, as you know, she actually won up the last election in 2009 as being the #1 party, but most of the gain was on the expense of Labour and Mrצה, so what's the point? Whereas Mofaz will take vote, I believe, from the center-right parties, especially from the Likud.
You mentioned that Mofaz has the credentials to be prime minister. He certainly has defense establishment credibility, but he's tried to position himself as the new leader of the social movement. Does he have experience in that realm? He
doesn't have enough experience either, but then he has the characteristics and the ingredients. Remember, he came as a child. He is a Sephardic Jew. He's from Persia, yes? He went all the way in different spheres, yes. This makes it. You can look from the results of the primaries in Bקדימה, where Mofaz won hands down, and you'll see that these are places where the Likud is gaining most of the votes. So yes, he lost in Tel Aviv, he lost in Ramat HaSharon, where you have the more Ashkenazi, upper middle class vote, but what counts is who gets in the periphery. Very much like, you know, he wasn't a match to, at the time, to Ariel Sharon and then to Olmert, but Amir Peretz of Labour, if you'll see, in the 2008 election, got close to 7 mandates in places that originally, naturally good voters. So that's, I think, the real advantage of Shaul Mofaz.
Mofaz managed to garner a lot of the Arab vote. Why is that, in your opinion?
Look, it's not the same. You know, some generals were very popular, with the Arabs before. Barak got more than 90% of the Arab vote in 1999 and less than 30% in 2001 when we had the special elections, direct election to the prime minister when he fought against Ariel Sharon. It's not. You can never know what eventually will happen. But certainly, Mofaz is somebody who can convince the Arabs that he is the leader of the center-left bloc of parties. I don't necessarily at the moment, it's not the leading party, but what counts is not so much the leading party. You see, you have to understand very briefly that, let's say Labour is now get 18 seats and Mofaz only 12. It's important to those on the list whether or not they'll be members of parliament. But what counts most is what is the aggregate number for all the parties center-left. And here I think that even within the Arab minority groups, Mofaz can do rather well.
Representatives from